Hire robots, not foreigners. Hi guys, that seems to be the message from the Conservative Party to business when it comes to the latter struggling to recruit the staff they need. So as we know, since Brexit, it has become more difficult for UK industry to expand, and one of the reasons is due to the lack of workers. The Tories, just before leaving power, threw another obstacle in the way of business, that of making visas more difficult to obtain. Now the solution is for companies not to hire people at all, but just recruit robots and AI. I have to ask the question, who the heck voted for Chris Philp?
But what do you say to a business, the Conservatives, traditionally the party of business, and you're saying, well, you're not going to be able to get that kind of staff if you need them. Tough. You set a hard cap.
Well, we are going to set a hard cap. We're going to put that to a vote in Parliament, and I expect Yvette Cooper and Keir Starmer will vote against it.
You said that already. So what do you say to businesses who might go, hang on a minute, I need staff, and if I can't get people in this country, they might not live locally, they might not have the right skills. What do you say to them who desperately need workers?
I would say three things. I would say, firstly, invest more in technology and automation. We've heard about AI and the impact that...
Oh my goodness. He actually said it. So he's saying to businesses, what we've done is we've made it more difficult for you to access the workers you need because of Brexit. We decided to try and out-Farage Nigel Farage by imposing more restrictions on immigration, so it made it even more difficult for you to access the workers you need. And now we're telling you, well, don't employ anyone. Just use robots and AI. Just let that marinate in your mind for a moment. The party of business, which I don't agree with this framing, but the party of business is telling businesses, don't hire people, rely on AI and robotics. Now, look, there are some jobs that are going to be outsourced and are currently being outsourced to AI. But where the shortages generally are in social care, the NHS, hospitality, farming. These are areas that will not be outsourced to AI for many years, if ever in some cases. So your solution is, well, we're going to make it more difficult for you to access workers, and we're going to just tell you, well, just do something else.
That's going to have already. Take an example, South Korea.
So in South Korean, not people.
In South Korean manufacturing, they have 9 times the density of robotic automation that we do. So instead...
Oh my goodness. So South Korea has been going down this road for a long time. They have invested greatly in technology. The Tories decided we're not going to support investment, we're not going to support manufacturing. So as we see it, anyone who comes up with a great idea for a new invention or a new technology in Britain, what do? They go elsewhere for the manufacturing of it, because there's no support for manufacturing in the UK. So when you're comparing Britain and South Korea, you're comparing apples and oranges here.
Instead of importing huge numbers of low-wage migrants, instead invest in that technology.
So yes, so have robots, not people.
Yes, to avoid being...
Don't hire people, just hire robots, which gets us to the next point.
Dependent on mass low-school migration. Secondly, let's work on getting some of those 9 million working-age adults off benefits and out of economic activity.
Okay, this is just insane. Really, this is all the Conservative Party have left? We're going to tell businesses to hire robots, and we're going to try and force people off benefits and into jobs. So what jobs are they going to do? Because if there are jobs available for them to do, they would be doing these jobs. So a lot of people on benefits are already working. What do you want them to do? Take on another job? They'll go to a company and they'll say, no, we've been told by Chris Philp not to hire you because we're going to hire a robot or AI to do it instead. This is all the Conservative Party have left. Chris Philp, how the heck is he an MP? How the heck was he a government minister? He's incompetent beyond the extreme.
Into the workforce. Now, we're not going to get all of those into the workforce. Some are studying, some have caring responsibilities. But many of those 9 million, probably something in the order of 5 million, could, and in my view, should be brought into the workforce and trained up instead of importing cheap labour. In the care sector, for example, it only takes a few weeks to train somebody up. We should not be...
Oh, my goodness. How long does it take to train up an MP? MPs are paid at least 10 times a care worker. It doesn't take weeks to train up a care worker. How insulting can this guy be? It just takes a few weeks to train up a carer. He knows nothing about the sector. He knows nothing about this industry. And he's throwing out these ridiculous statements. It just takes a few weeks to train up a carer. A guy who's on 10 times their salary. A former minister. A current shadow home secretary. Putting out statements like, it just takes a few weeks to train up a carer. My goodness. This guy should resign in disgrace. How can you put out such a ridiculous statement? I don't even know how to respond to some of these things, guys. It's just beyond insane. Starts off by saying, well, we just ask companies not to hire people in the first place. Then what we're going to do is we're going to force people off benefits into the care sector, for example. Well, okay, does Chris Philp want somebody looking after his grandparent or elderly relative who doesn't want to do that job, who's been forced into that position? And to make a statement like, well, it just takes a few weeks to train them up. They're unskilled, obviously, in his eyes. Has he ever actually done any care work? Does he know what they go through? These people deserve never to be near the levers of power ever again. The Conservative Party deserve to be destroyed economically, electorally. They need to be destroyed because they have no right to be near power. If they come out with statements like this, it shows a complete and utter disconnect, not just from ordinary people, but from reality. I don't know what else to say on this. It's mind-boggling that people would actually vote for this guy. He was elected at the recent general election last year. I don't get it. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.